Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into the chart, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video. If you don't have it already in your watch list, you definitely want to stay tuned on in to know which one it is, to add it to your radar, and why you should add it onto your watch list. So stay tuned for more information on that. Now, if you want to get live updates on when I'm looking at certain ticker symbols before any other platform, I've created a Patreon to have a private community for investors that want to learn and grow together. And not only that, but take their portfolios to newer levels. So in the Patreon, you can find the link down below in the description. There are different tiers. So I want every single investor to be aware to take advantage of these tiers before they get filled up, because then there will be newer tiers over time. So let's go ahead and jump into this chart. And if you learned something new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So here we are with ticker symbol Bngo, Bionano Genomics Inc. And as we jump into this, I want you guys to see how this ticker symbol has been growing exponentially over time. Now, volatility will always exist, the ups and downs, but it's hitting newer highs every single time. That's what it's been doing for the last several months, and I believe it's going to continue. Now, their market cap has grown to $2 billion, but it was much less than that when it was way down here at $4, even down here at around $2. I mean, their market cap did not even reach $1 billion, okay? And there's still so much room, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So, here we are with Bngo working its way upwards. I want to talk about institutional ownership. Institutional ownership, all of these green are new positions. So there's new institutions in the last month or in the last weeks of this month loading up on shares. Now, we have a big one here recently, 360,000. And then we also have another one here, 161,000. But the biggest one recently was 2.1 million by Pura Vida Investments LLC on the 16th, a new position that just recently happened. Now we have Vanguard here, Vanguard Group holding that 7.1 million, and when we scroll down here, you can also see another group of Vanguard, right, with 5 million. It's very interesting to me, and this is from way back last year. This is when they started their positions, and now we have Vanguard Group Inc. with a total of 7. So I'm not sure if those 5 million are included in here, or if you have to add those up, which would be almost 12 million in total within the Vanguard umbrella, right underneath it. But we also have BlackRock here this month starting their position with 29,000. So when we look at this, I mean, Vanguard, BlackRock, then we have others in the 200s. We have another one here with almost 1 million. Then we have this one with 2 million. And these institutional investors are jumping in. I mean, they see way ahead of what the charts are showing right now. That is very interesting. So what makes Bngo so different or so worth even looking at? Well, they have this technology called Saphyr, and this Saphyr genome mapping device detects large structural variations and aberrations, I believe that's how you pronounce it, in chromosomes, which is something that standard gene sequencers can't do. They can do something with the Saphyr genome mapping device that does something that no other gene sequencer can do. This is a niche that's going to start to probably attract others to try to get into it. But right now, Bngo is like the only one. So it's almost like, think of it as a monopoly or something to have an upper hand against others right now in the same sector. Now, that enables the Saphyr to reliably diagnose tricky neurodevelopmental disorders caused by structural variations which the equipment made by other companies can't. A major competitive advantage. I mean, and it goes on to tell us everything that they can do. And the cool thing here that I really like is how they break down the total annual amount, which is 3.8 billion, right? That could be the total market. And then also the recurring revenue from consumables could eventually amount to 1.5 billion. okay? That's going to be like reoccurring type of revenue over time. Now, that's part of the market share. Now, Bngo can take a piece of this at some point. And Bngo right now currently is trailing at a revenue that is mere 7.3 million. So think about that. Look at all the room that they can go. Even if they just go up times 10. If they go up times 100, right? 700 million. They don't get that whole 1.5. And then out of the whole total amount here, they get like around, I don't know, 1 billion. Or if they get like the same 700 billion, and then this is probably 400. You know, the numbers are not completely fully all of this, right? Because obviously somebody's going to jump in and try to compete. But right now, Bngo has an advantage. I mean, there's so much room from 7.3 million to grow. So this is definitely something to think about and watch. And I just love how this chart is growing. This is natural, organic, healthy growth. When it was going on here, it was a little scary because it ran up from like 50 cents all the way up to $7. It had a pullback, and the fact that it held up pretty well around $3 to $4, and from that point forward, it's just moving up and up and up. I mean, it's looking pretty healthy so far. I mean, things can change rapidly, but the fact that institutional investors are getting really motivated, especially when you look at it here, I mean, in January, there was a few, loading up, but from January around this area, you kind of jump right back down to December and then all the way back to November. And then in January, there was a few opening positions here and there. And then once we start February, you can just see how much green, how much are holding their positions, and so forth. I mean, so much more interest right now by institutional investors and even retail investors to get in on this one right now. So let's jump back here with the chart. So the 50-day moving average is 1368. I want every single investor to keep that in mind. We're in tug of war zone here. If it breaks through the support of 1355, you want to watch this carefully, and the next support level would be down here at 1323 to see how quickly is it hitting newer lows and if the bulls are trying to reappear. Now, the first resistance level that the bulls want to break through is here at 1396. If they accomplish that, their next goal is the highest point reached in the day, which was 1434. But before getting there, 1396 needs to be broken through, turn into a support so that the bulls can reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you guys found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned for the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys. You definitely want to add it to your watch list. Let's go ahead and talk about the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list if you haven't already. CLNE, Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. Now, I had an investor talk about this stock and tell me, hey, how do you feel about this one? So it was either an investor that hadn't had the chance to see any of the times I've talked about it, or they were a new viewer coming across the channel. So I talked about it back here, okay? Like $9, almost 10. I talked about if we had a pullback, it'd be an even bigger opportunity. And if it didn't, you want to watch for consolidation or a run up in confirmation. So it did run up. It pulled right back down. I talked about it again here. It's looking like an opportunity. You want to see some consolidation. It certainly did that for a few days, and it started to run, consolidate, and run all the way up. Now, it's pulling back down. Now, the lowest point that it reached recently was like $14, okay? That was yesterday. So yesterday was a pretty tough day on the market. The market ran up and pulled right back down here for this one again. So why am I telling you guys to add this to your watch list? Well, if you've been in it since this point, or you've been watching it since this point, these are opportunities because we already know how high it can go. And if you believe in the company, you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, and you want to make a rational decision based off of what you found, these are the times to tune in on this one. And if you haven't had the opportunity, this stock, all it's done is run up. So yes, the pullback is pretty strong. And just as much as it ran up from $12 to $20, it's already losing that gain. As long as it doesn't break through $12 or even $10, I think this stock is going to show some type of strength, but you want to watch it carefully. But so far, anywhere since we've talked about it, it's been holding up strong. All this movement, it's normal. It's bound to happen. You know, stocks go up and down, but in the long term, you know, you want to look for stocks that continue to aim to hit newer highs. So I definitely recommend doing deeper due diligence on this one if you don't know much about it. And for the investors that have been watching it since we've talked about it, how do you feel about it? What do you think? You think this is a temporary pullback? Do you think this will end up back at $10? Or do you think this can hold up and consolidate anywhere around here or even around this area, which is a little bit lower, but not end up back around here, like stay above that and then kind of consolidate till the next catalyst? What do you guys think? That's a question for all the investors that have been watching it since $10 and since we talked about it again at $10. How do you guys feel about this? And if you're coming across this for the first time, I definitely recommend digging deep into the company, all the information on it, and how this stock actually has reached from here to here to understand a little bit more of what's going on and why this stock has so much potential. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching.